No jiggle custard. Instant ramen is like half a step from a pot noodle. Oh, really? Is it? Are you a big fan of pot noodle, Mr. Muzzer? I think I used to have them when I was younger, like once or twice, but it wasn't like kind of a regular thing, so to speak. So, yeah. Right, just double check my book. Make sure I've got everything I want to. And yeah, got all that. Got all that. Oh, yes, I want a bit of pepper going in there as well. Where is my cheeky pepper? It's around here somewhere. Have I actually put that away? Let's have a look. Where is it? Is it over here? See, I lose things half the time in here, guys. I don't know where it is. Let's have a look. It should be in the drawers, maybe. Pepper. Where has the pepper gone? That is a good question. It's usually on top of the unit there, unless it's hiding somewhere. I can't see it anywhere. I can always get it later if I do find it. It's always the case, though. That's not it. Nah. So yeah, I mean, once I find stuff and kind of... Ah, there it is. I got it. So yeah, those onions are really playing hell with my nose, so I do apologise, guys. I don't know what it is. I just always get an absolute jip off onions. I'm not like allergic to them as such, but it's just when they start going a bit... when you cut them up, they release gases, and I think they just play a little bit mad with my nose. I guess I haven't really noticed it, especially when I've been cooking over 13 years. Maybe it's just only recent or something, I don't know. But I've never really had much issues with it. Some of the other ones are okay-ish. There's a Korean one I regularly get, so that's pretty nice. Had some dried kimchi in it. Oh no, pot noodles are gross. Awesome stuff. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of them. As I said, I think I had them like once or twice when I was younger, but I don't ever buy them nowadays, believe you me. I heard you can pull out the bulb in the middle without cutting into it, and it cuts down the fumes. Okay, there you go then, that's probably what it is. I mean, yeah, I mean, onions do release a certain amount of gases, which basically all it's doing, the onion is kind of protecting itself. It's kind of trying to get rid of the attackers. So it's just giving off gases. So it's attacking you. That's why you kind of like cry, or, you know, so just try, it's a kind of I suppose it's a self-mechanism, it's a self-defense mechanism really more than anything, because it doesn't want to be chopped up. As ramen becomes more mainstream, it's important to note that the food Americans typically call ramen, aka instant noodles, isn't the same as traditional ramen. Ramen is a Japanese noodle, believe it or not. Yeah, it does take a good few days to make. How are you doing, Lady Athena? How are things with you? Hope you are doing well. Great to have you back. It's a scent of juice. Rinse the onion in cold water and you remove the root on top. Yeah, I mean, there's little tricks and tips you could probably do to kind of prevent that. I know people say you can put goggles on. I suppose, you know. You really want me to stand here and wear goggles, surely. So what we're going to crack on with next, guys. Let's have a look at my list where we're at now. So we're going to make the ladus, which is the condensed coconut milk. So let me just flip this over. So that's on that side. We're going to give a little rinse up after we've done the ladus, and we can crack on with the rest. So let's have a look. I've just recently made traditional ramen, and it took about 7 hours. Awesome. I hope that's good. I mean, I've seen traditional ones made over a good few days. I guess you can elaborate it however long you want it. The more you leave it on there, I guess the longer, more intense flavour you get from it. You know, I guess there's no like, you have to do it this way, or no, you have to do it that way. You know, whichever. So, what we got some condensed milk, which is something that I don't really use because it has such a high amount of fat, concentrate, and sugars. So, I am going to be using it. As I said, it's going to be a little bit of a treat day today. So, I'm excited to use this. This is something I don't usually use, but I'm really enjoying it. Onion self-defense. Having razor sharp knives minimises the bruising and tears and dealing with onions. Oh, it certainly does. That's very, very true. Hemp mind. It was 2-hour bone broth. I thin. They sometimes take much longer. With the dish you earned the call-in chef. Oh, sorry. With what dish you earned the call-in chef? So you mean, do I have like a kind of signature dish? Not really. No. I love all my dishes that I do, and I don't really like kind of say, oh yeah, this is my favorite dish, this is me, this is I love all my foods. I love every dish that I do, and love all my ideas that I do. So I think all my dishes are just me. I guess I suppose signature people for who they know me on here, I guess it's Mr. Dotman. But yeah, I mean, I like to elaborate with dots and purees and things and patterns, but I don't really have a kind of signature dish, so to speak, if that was what you were asking, Tiod. Right, so what we're going to do, we need to blend up some coconut as well, so let's have a look. I think I've got about a couple of bags of it in here. Beautiful. Yeah, so I've got some desiccated coconut here, so how much have I got in these bags? 200 grams, beautiful, so I need about 375, so we need to blend this up. Now, usually you want to use this with fresh grated coconut. I couldn't get any hold of any, so I had to use this, and then what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to blend this down as well. Really good ramen broth can take 24 hours to cook. How many years I needed to become a professional chef? I guess it takes time, Tio. I guess, you know, it depends on how elaborate and how quickly you learn, and it also kind of depends on like what experience you're getting, where you're working at. So it does vary from person to person, because people like kind of learn at different levels and learn at different speeds. So you know, everyone learns at a different speed and a different level, so it's hard to tell. Like, yes, I suppose it's once you've got your confidence and you're confident with like majority of cooking cuisine. I don't know, I don't want to really put a tag on, say, oh yeah, you have to have like 5 years or a certain amount of years until you're professional. I guess it all depends. It really does depend on your experience and where you've been working, because if you work in the high-end restaurants, you learn a lot faster than your standard ones. So you can't really give a time frame, so to speak. So I hope that kind of helps a little bit. I know it wasn't really much of an answer, but you know, I think having, you know, even home cooking experience as well, cooking for your family and stuff, it is important, you know. And I think, you know, if you do want to get into cooking and stuff, you know, just take those little steps. You don't have to go cooking full banquets and full like loads of dishes and stuff. You know, just start off small, and you know, maybe watching YouTube videos or reading books, and you know, it's definitely a great step way forward for sure. How's Christian doing this morning? I hope you're doing well, dude. I have zero experience. Quite the effort to make the real thing, though. Yeah, I mean, it is a fair bit of like how much effort to actually put in for the ramen. But you know, I did a healthier version when I did it on here, and obviously I did it in a lot shorter time. So you know, it was an alternative for me more than anything, rather than traditional. Chef professionalism is a state of mind. Yeah, exactly. And having like that kind of, you know, also you could say for a professional chef, you need to have that kind of managerial skills as well, and to learn how to manage your team. And you know, there's a lot to it, more than you kind of actually anticipate and think. So there's a lot to kind of do with that, you know, becoming a professional chef, and you know, teaching as well. You're gonna be, as a chef, you will eventually be a teacher, because you've got to teach the younger ones how to cook and what they need to do. Do you know what I mean? So it's funny enough, you being a chef, it's not all about cooking, it's all about managing your team. Also doing a lot of kind of elaborating with sorting out your books, with managing your orders, and you know, making sure you order the right amount. And you know, it's all about calculating and teaching your team, teaching your youngsters, and you know, they also look up to you, so you've got to be a professional role model to them. Otherwise you mess around, do you know what I mean, they're gonna think it's okay to mess around. So there's a lot to think about, to be honest with you guys, when it comes to it. So I've got 200 grams in there. I want 375, so I need about 175 to add to that, which will become 375. So let's have a look. How much is that? That's about that will kind of be enough. So I'm going to weigh out 175 grams, which will make it 375. As these bags are 200 grams each, 200 grams is in there. I'm going to weigh at 175 now. Yeah, I mean, teaching youngsters, maybe they're not youngsters. Maybe there's maybe there's an elderly fellow who wants to start learning to be a chef. I mean, there are people who start their career late, and they do. There's nothing wrong with that at all. So, regardless if they're young or not, do you know what I mean? They usually start off young, but not always. I know some people who started their career late and they're fairly older up in their age. It's never too late to change career or do something. If you want to do something, go for it. The only thing that stops you from doing it is yourself. That's what I always say. No matter what you want to do, put your mind to it. You can be anything, guys. Believe you me, regardless if it's chefing or not. Right, so that desiccated coconut can go back in there. So we've got 175, so that's going to go in there. So it's a lot of coconuts. So how much do I need for desiccated condensed milk? Sorry, need about 220 grams, and I've got 300. Okay, we'll have to weigh that out. That's fine. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to blend this down. Now this is going to make a hell of a lot of noise because this is a very powerful blender, guys. Let me just switch this over so you can kind of see. So this is quite a powerful blender. What I'm going to do, I'm going to find the stick as well because it's usually got a stick in there. I'm just trying to find out the best place for this to put so you can see what's going on. Let's have a look. So there you go. You can kind of just about see what's going on in there. So what I'm going to do is grab myself the stick now, so we pop this in there. So I'm going to turn this on. So if you're wearing headsets as well, guys, make sure you turn your headsets down and careful you don't burn your ears out a second. It shouldn't be that loud, but just in case you've got the headsets up loud, I'm giving you a second now. I learned a lot from your stream, by the way. Thank you for sharing your cooking with us, dude. You're most welcome. It's a nice pleasure to have you here, Tio, and I'm glad you're enjoying it. Got misconception about cooking. How do you mean about that now, my friend? That's why this stream's for the young ones. Yeah, that's why I keep it PG, for just in case youngsters do want to watch. They're always welcome. So, right, what we're going to do, we're going to blend this up now. Watch your ears, guys. So. Right, beautiful. Actually, that's turned out pretty much like needling a flour. Awesome. So yeah, we've pretty much ground the desiccated coconut down till it's like pretty much quite fine. So that's perfect. Now for the ladoos, these aren't very healthy at all because we're gonna have to add some ghee butter to it. I have bought some, but we will be adding a little bit to it. I think we need 2 tablespoons, is it? Ghee. Teaspoon of ghee. Not too much then. So that's not too bad. So what I'm going to do, get ourselves the pan on. So we don't need the blender now. So let me move my monitor, move the blender. So I hope I didn't destroy anyone's ears. I'm pretty much sure I didn't. But if I did, apologies. I did warn you. So let's move this behind, out the way. Fantastic. What brand is this mixer? So that mixer, that blender, is a salter mixer. It actually goes at a really high power blend. I think one of my communities bought me it quite a while ago now, but it goes to like I think it's at 2000 RPM. It's a fast blender. It can really blend the living daylights out of anything. But the only problem I found with it, you have to do large amounts with this kind of mixer due to it being so big. So you need to do large quantities. That's the only downside to it. So if you want to make it small for like 1 or 2 people, it can be tough depending on what you're making. But other than that, it's a fantastic blender. So I really like it. So you can blend ice. Oh yeah, you can easily blend ice. You can probably blend blocks of brick in there if you really wanted to. It's a very powerful blender. That, by the way, when I was blending that was on low. It can go all the way to the top, and it gets really